I feel good because I actually saved my friend's life, and that's good. It's really good. So from the teamwork with Vinny, I'm gonna cry now because I feel I feel emotional, I should say. With the help of Vinny and myself, we were able to prevent something terrible from happening, and I think that's good. I feel good. Good morning, everybody. It is a 9:45 on a Friday. Today is St. Paddy's Day. Happy St. Paddy's Day to everybody. Last night was a little wacky day, I should say. I had a friend of mine, an old friend. I'd probably say friend. I haven't hung out with him in a real long time. And his name is actually Vinny S. I'm not going to say his last name, but I'm going to say his first name, Vinny. We used to, all three of us, I'm going to mention the other gentleman's name in a second, all three of us used to play cards, and we had a good time and a lot of fun. He actually taught me how to play Texas Hold'em. and then things went south a little bit, and I was pissed off at him, blah, blah, blah. And it's over now, and, we move on, and I forgive the guy. But anyway, that's not what I'm talking about right now. What happened yesterday is that Vinny called me last night in, pretty much disarray. He says, Joe, I received this funky text message or funky post on Facebook. We need to get in touch with Steve. Now, Steve is a close friend of mine. And Vinny reached out to me, asking me to see if I can contact Steve. So Vinny contacted me. He says, Joe, check out this post. I'm going to text you this post. And it was more or less, I guess, I don't want to get the guy in trouble per se, but I mean, I'm sure, not really in trouble, but he pretty much said he was done. Like, he wanted to leave this earth and go someplace else. And I couldn't have that. Especially when I just talked to him on the phone. He seemed okay. He seemed okay. He didn't sound, he was talking like, I'm done, Joe. We started crying on the phone. Excuse me. He started crying on the phone. I talked to him. Everything was perfectly fine. Everything was great. He was happy to hear from me. He said, "Oh, Joe, thank you very much for calling." And I said, "Well, Steve, we have a relationship. The friends are here for a reason, to help you out in times of need, or just to hang out and bullshit and that kind of stuff." And everything was perfectly fine. And then all of a sudden, about a half an hour later, he texts me. He says, "It's done, Joe. I'll see you in another life." And that scared the bejesus out of me. So I texted Vinny what he wrote, and he goes, "Oh my God, let me see if I can call him." And Vinny he tried to call him, I think, and then I found out where he lived, and I raced to his house quickly as possible, thinking the worst, that he OD'd on some sort of sleeping pill or whatever it may be. And I did a video on bullying. Now I'm doing a video on preventing suicide, I should say. And to talk to him on the phone, and then see a text, and then he's telling me he's fine, and then texting me that he's leaving this world. My wife did her due diligence and found out where he lived, and I raced to his apartment. I got there in maybe I think it's a record, probably 10 minutes flat. And while Vinny was still on the phone. So he texted me while I was driving. Vinny texted me, and he says, "I'm on the phone with him." So I called him up real quick, and I said, Don't tell him. He switched over because you can do multi calls. I told him, don't tell him I'm on my way. He says no problem. So I get to his house. I knock on the door. I go, Steve, open up. It's Joe. Let me in. And when I opened the door, he was still on the phone with Vinny. And I'm talking. This was the best teamwork ever. Me and Vinny, for one, he's the one who reached out to me because every time Vinny called, he never picked up. Anybody else called, never picked up. Even his mother, Steve's mother, called, he never picked up. So that was getting me a little scared, and I didn't want him to leave this earth based on that. I mean, he's a very depressed man. His wife's got MS, and she's being taken care of now, but I mean, it's still a depressing thing because, you had your wife, she was perfectly fine, all of a sudden she got diagnosed for MS, and now, the things are the worst. So, and my buddy Vinny, he's I don't want to divulge what he's got, but he's got some problems as well. And this is pretty much like a sympathetic video, really. I mean, I feel good, because I actually saved my friend's life, and that's good. It's really good. So from the teamwork with Vinny, I'm gonna cry now because I feel emotional, I should say. With the help of Vinny and myself, we were able to prevent something terrible from happening, and I think that's good. I feel good. You can have all the money in the world. If you lose one of your good friends, it doesn't really matter. So, and I feel that. I'm a strong believer of that. And I wanted to thank Vinny. And I don't think Steve will watch this, but thanks for letting me in your house last night. And hanging out and talking and stuff like that. And it was really wild. I'm going to show you a picture. Steve is he's a collector of watches and stuff like that. And he showed me his collection of watches, and I said, oh, these are really nice. And then he goes, Joe, you see that yellow one? And I go, yeah. Take it. It's yours. I go, what? You don't have to pay me for coming over and saving your life. He says, no. He says, the fact that you did come over when I told you not to is the reason why I'm giving it to you. I go, that doesn't make any sense. I says, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Well, he started cursing at me. He says, what are you effing talking about? He started going into, and I said, well, because I'm here for you regardless. It's not a payment plan type of thing. You gave me something, I continue coming. That's not how it works. So he gave me this really cool, I'll show you a picture of it, Invicta watch. It's a professional diver's watch. I mean, it's bright yellow. I don't know if you can see it. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm wearing that in dedication to my buddy Steve. And he didn't have to do that. As a matter of fact, I refused it. And he said, take the freaking watch. Well, in a different tone, of course. He gave me a big hug. He started to cry. And I feel really bad for the guy. I hope he gets hope from his surrounding friends that he could uplift, because he lives alone. So he goes to work, comes home, and then just hangs out and watch TV by himself. So I told him, I says, I'm home. Give me a buzz. We can hang out, bullshit, do something. Just to prevent you from popping those pills, you don't need to. You don't need for that, and he gets into these depressed modes. I feel for the guy, it is what it is, but when you have friends, close friends, that are willing to reach out, which Vinny did. He was obviously, he never calls me. Vinny never calls me unless it's, unless we're texting back and forth and we say, okay, instead of texting, let's talk instead, because you can only say so much, plus there's no emotion in text. And he just called me out of the blue. So I knew something was wrong. Either something happened to him and he wanted to tell me about it, or something else happened. And I just came right out and asked him. I go, Vinny, what's wrong? You never call me. And then he went into detail about Steve. And it's friends like that. Those are the ones you got to keep. And Vinny, that was really awesome of you, man. I love you. It was awesome. And I wish the best and that you could battle what you're going through as well. I really do. I mean, why wouldn't I not? That's like anybody who has that. I don't want to disclose it over. I mean, I'm sure you disclose it over Facebook, but it's not my place to disclose it over YouTube. But I hope you get well, and that was really bold of you to give me a call out of nowhere to help Steve. Now, granted, to all my subscribers that are watching this, me, Steve, and Vinny, we like to go to like Mohegan Sun. We went to Mohegan Sun together a while ago, many years ago, and we're going to do it again. And we're gonna go to, well, actually not Mohegan, but I think Steve wants to go to some place in I think Mount Airy, Poconos in Pennsylvania. So that's where we're going to probably go within the next couple of months, probably in the summertime. I think Steve wants to go, and I think Vinny is on board with that. I think that'd be great. But it would be really great to get the Three Musketeers back, and I think it just would be great. So if you have someone who's thinking about leaving this earth and they're stubborn, call them. Talk to them. Give them a hug. Tell them you're there for them. Because believe it or not, people need it. They really do. They really need it. It's I really felt for Steve, and he started crying on my shoulder, and I felt really good about it. You know, that I was able to help him, and Vinny helped too. He was a huge part of it. He's the one who got the ball rolling on the whole thing. Vinny isn't in any condition to drive, so I had to, just freaking get over there and do it. So anyway, enough is enough. I'm talking about this for like 12 minutes already. So anyway, if anybody, this is pretty much about suicide, or if you're thinking about leaving this earth another way, suicide's not the way. You have so many friends and family. I'm sure you have somebody that's in your life that would love to listen to you. And it's all about, you can't keep that energy built up inside. You need to let it out. And once you let it out, you'll feel a lot better, and you feel like your life matters. And your life does matter. So, anyway, this is Joey. I wanted to do this immediately. Doing the vlogs on the day that they're due is, I think, better. Because it's more detailed, I should say, and more accurate to the thing that's happening. And on a lighter note, it is St. Paddy's Day, and everybody who's Irish, lucky to be Irish. I can't even do that. I can't even do that accent. Have a good St. Paddy's Day. It's definitely a good day, and we'll see you next Friday. Take care, guys.